Poppy Playtime hides countless scrapped concepts and abandoned toy designs that never saw store shelves. Let's start with the Longlegs clan. The orientation handbook reveals that Playtime desperately wanted to create the perfect family image. We're talking about Mommy Longlegs, Daddy Longlegs, and Baby Longlegs. Here's how they describe this family unit. The manual states, "Family is such an important part of what we do at Playtime Co, and it's at the heart of our products. That's why we created the Mommy Longlegs and Family Set, which packages Mommy with Daddy Longlegs and Baby Longlegs. Evidence suggests Mommy hit shelves first, with Daddy and Baby following later. Playtime likely witnessed Mommy's incredible success and decided to capitalize on it by expanding the family concept. They made sure to highlight that Mommy and Daddy feature unique physical designs. Their notes read, "Note that Daddy Longlegs is not just a reskinned version of Mommy with a hat instead of hair. His body sections and hands are a different shape than Mommy's. So if you're working on the Longlegs production line, ensure you have a correct mold installed." One time, we ended up accidentally making a batch of blue Mommy Longlegs. We had to sell them to China under a different name, Lady Ice Biter. And we don't want to have to do that again. Anyone can spot that Daddy sports a trapezoidal chest with a narrower waist compared to Mommy's build. His hand variations are harder to notice, but Daddy's digits appear more rigid and angular. Still, it's easy to see how factory workers could mix up the molds. Here's where things get really fascinating with this family. Focus on this section. Following that, you may notice Baby Longlegs does not have long legs. An early concept where their legs would grow as they were fed was abandoned as unworkable, also kind of disturbing. Mommy is caring and sensitive. Daddy is good at barbecuing and has a mustache. The Longlegs family represents traditional family values, human family values, that is, not spider family values. Some spiders eat their own mothers after hatching, and that's not what we're about as a company. This reveals that Baby Longlegs was originally designed to evolve from his infant state through feeding, but this nightmarish mechanic got scrapped from the Longlegs collection. Only Mommy ended up with a bigger bodies experiment version. Picture if Baby also received a larger form while keeping that growth ability. He'd expand by consuming people, which spells disaster for everyone. Certain fans believe Baby might be Oli the telephone we use in Chapter 3, though this remains unconfirmed and we'll have to wait for future reveals. What comes next is equally unsettling, possibly even worse. Let's focus on PJ Pugapillar, the dog-caterpillar fusion we battled during statues in Chapter 2. The orientation handbook explains, following the same pet and insect formula as Cat Bee, we created PJ Pugapillar. Whereas Cat Bee is more cat than bee, PJ is more caterpillar than pug. Please note that PJ's body has 22 segments, which means 42 legs. Quality control checkers on the PJ production line should count these segments and ensure no PJ is shipped with too many or too few. You might think kids don't notice this stuff, but trust us, they do, and they send us letters. PJ belongs to the Swap-A-Malls collection, basically toys created by combining two different animals. PJ blends pug and caterpillar DNA, but his current identity wasn't his original design. Actually, he was never intended to be a Swap-A-Mall at all. Mob Entertainment first created a female caterpillar named Cassie Cutiepillar. She was meant to challenge us in statues, but they felt she looked too adorable and wanted something more unconventional, so they partially abandoned her concept, transforming her into a male half-pug, half-caterpillar. If you want to see what Cassie Cutiepillar looked like, her face appears briefly in the official Swap-A-Malls trailer for Chapter 2. PJ's 22 leg pairs is also fascinating, since actual caterpillars only have 3 pairs. This choice was likely made so he could navigate quicker and more efficiently through the course. Another Swap-A-Malls creation is Cat Bee. Her name says it all. She's cat and bee combined. Here's the handbook entry about her. Cat Bee is one of our recent success stories. She's a fusion of a cat and a bee. We did test more imaginative names, but Jimmy Roth advised us to go with the more direct approach, and as usual, he was right. When people hear Cat Bee, they understand exactly what she is. Cat Bee is playful and loving. Look at her heart-shaped paw pads. A lot of people ask if she stinks. The answer is, honestly, we never thought about it in that much detail. Cat Bee is so popular with kids, we've made her the product they can manufacture for themselves in the Make a Friend room. Cat Bee actually debuted before PJ. She first showed up in the final room before the Chapter 1 boss fight. We also discover a complete catalog of failed toy concepts. Kids usually ignore them since they didn't meet standards, but the handbook contains some compelling information. We don't always get it right. Here are some of the products we've developed that didn't make it to the market. The opening entry features Sir Poops a Lot. This classy, dignified fellow came with his own toilet, but he was rejected after focus groups had an overwhelmingly negative response. Fun fact, the designer who came up with this was fired. Next is Kick Me Paul. The concept behind this orange spherical toy was that kids could hit or kick him. We could say this was rejected for being contrary to Playtime Co's brand values, but the truth was no one liked him. He was resubmitted under the name Push Me Paul and was rejected again because the name was not the problem. The third failed toy is Daisy. Daisy was a marionette in the form of a flower. During testing, she made children cry, so naturally she was rejected. The last thing we want at Playtime Co. is for kids to be scared. We would never knowingly design a toy to be frightening. At the time this was discovered, Daisy had already been added to some of our branding, and we may try to revive the character in a less creepy form someday. Even though she never released, Daisy exists as a cardboard figure in Chapter 2. There's also a poster showing her embracing PJ Pugapillar. She was originally planned for Bunzo Bunny's role, testing us in musical memory, but Mob Entertainment chose to swap her for Bunzo for various reasons. Up next is Owen the Oven, a kitchen play toy with a difference. Well, two differences. First, he had a lovable grumpy expression, but second and more important, he was a fully functioning oven with a top temperature of 400 degree F. He could be used to bake small cakes, mini pizzas, cookies, etc. Sadly, during testing, several children received third-degree burns. Thank goodness this toy never reached market. If Sir Poops-a-Lot's creator got fired, whoever approved giving kids a real oven should have faced criminal charges. After Owen came Sunny Buddy, another flower toy. The issue here was that we never worked out what he was meant to do. He's just a flower in a pot. Surprise hair. This was planned as a toy in the pocket money range, maybe with different colors and shapes to encourage collectability. However, it fell out of favor when we pivoted to larger toys. And Pet Stone. Our design team insisted this was a genius idea, but focus groups just thought it was some kind of joke. One final rejected concept was Barrel-O Huggies. We loved this extension of the Huggy brand. These barrels of small elastic Huggies could connect to form chains. Unfortunately, in testing, we found kids would mistake the Huggies for candy, creating a choking hazard. A shame, but the customer is always right. Most of these creations can be located in the rejection chamber, the enormous space we enter after beating musical memory. The orientation handbook states this room was constructed to help playtime. Remember their failures and potentially spark tomorrow's breakthrough idea. Those are some fragments of lost Poppy Playtime lore. Drop a comment about which toy you're hoping to see in Chapter 4. Are you excited for Baby Longlegs or maybe one of the scrapped concepts making a comeback? Remember to hit subscribe and explore these other videos below.